Hi, I'm Lisa Singer. I am the Senior Director Events Programming at MediaPost, and this is Brand Insider BTS, where I get to pull back the curtain on some of the most influential women marketers out there. And with me is Christy Barnes, and she is the Vice President of Marketing at Camp Bow Wow. Hey, Christy.
Hi, Lisa. Thank you for having me.
Well, thank you for joining me. And I should say Chief Marketer. So that's your official name, right?
Yes, the official dog pun name.
Yes, definitely. Well, that love, huge love of dogs, and so big fan of what you're doing. So I love this, and so I'm really happy that we could talk.
Yeah, this is great.
Yeah, well, obviously you're passionate about pups and the four-legged friends, but I want to first of all, I want to start by saying congratulating you. You were named Entrepreneur's inaugural list of the top 50 franchise CMOs, game changers. So congratulations for that. That's awesome.
Thank you.
Yeah, well, so talk about that. I mean, what does a game changer, not necessarily this, I mean, this award is amazing and it's obviously for your work that you do, but in on a more personal side, whether it be professionally as a person professionally or even on your personal life, what does game changer mean to you?
Well, first off, I was super honored to be recognized for that award, among with a lot of other people in the industry who I respect a ton and look up to. So that was really exciting. But being a game changer to me is just, putting yourself out there and really trying new things. And it doesn't always have to work, but you're trying to push the limit. You're being innovative, you're being creative, and you're trying to see how you can push your brand, yourself, your team, whatever it is, to the next level. And while it was, this was a recognition for me, I've also recognized that no one can really be a game changer on their own. You have to have a group of people surrounding you who are focused on the same goals, focused on the same mission, and can complement your skills and expertise with their own. So it's really, group effort, and you can change your business, change your team, even on a small scale of a new innovative project, just working together with people who are working towards the same thing.
Mm-hmm. Well, do you, how about in life in general, in your personal life? I mean, is there something that you do that you feel, and maybe it's something that as a game changer for what you used to do, or you maybe now are enjoying, or you feel like you're a game changer maybe from, others that like I have a friend who's really into extreme sports, that kind of thing, or like, so is there anything that you feel is maybe a little different outside the box of what others in your personal life may be doing, or that you've done in the past even?
I would say kind of like what I said on the professional level, it's just pushing the boundaries. So trying new things. I love to experience new places, check out new restaurants, try new things. I recently got scuba certified. I'm a big snowboarder. So just doing things that are fun and keeping your passions alive, and just not being afraid to say yes to something fun and new.
No, I love that. It's definitely, I can't say I mean, I am more open to things, but like I said, a friend of mine does extreme sports, and yeah, she even almost, I actually drove with her to go, parachute jumping. And I'm like, maybe, and then as we're going up the hill winding, I'm like, wait, slow down. And she's like, you're not coming with me. So I made the effort. I took the ride there, but
Yeah,
I
you
didn't.
saw it and you're like, this isn't for me. That's okay too. It's like you didn't immediately nix it. Hearing that story, I'd probably be like, no, not for me. But it's worth giving it
You're
a
open
shot
to
and
it.
seeing if it's for
Yeah.
you.
Yeah. No, yeah. Anything with heights, probably not for me. But I'm curious. So, and as I said, I mean, a huge dog lover, and you obviously are as well. Was that, obviously marketing was, and in fact, maybe I'm not saying maybe that's not the case, but marketing maybe was your passion or what you were interested in as you were, getting out of school, and that's the career you chose. But did you also choose to be working in with dogs and that kind of thing, or is it more of that happy coincidence?
It was definitely a happy coincidence. I was pursuing roles in marketing. And I was getting ready to graduate college, and the founder of Camp Bow Wow came and spoke in one of my classes, and she said, "We're hiring a social media intern." I was like, "Awesome, marketing. I love dogs. This sounds like a perfect fit," and the rest is history.
Yeah, well, you've been there for quite a long time, and going from an intern to VP of marketing. So talk about that. I mean, does it ever, and not to, I don't want to put you on the spot because you don't want to say, oh, you've been interested in other opportunities elsewhere, but how does that feel being within the same corporation, but not only, but you're changing with it and you're expanding yourself with it, and talk about that kind of role.
It's really exciting. When I started, there were only a couple of us on the marketing team. Now I have 11 people on my team, and we also grew when I started, probably a little over 100 camp locations to over 200 now, and we're continuing to grow, continuing to expand. So I have been fortunate to be a part of that growth of the company, but also grow myself and be able to be a part of the growth of members of my team. So that's been really rewarding, and just exciting to be a part of something that is evolving and growing. And still, we're focused on the same thing. Camp Bow's mission is making dogs happy. So that has been at the core of our business since I started. But we're just finding new ways to do that, new ways to deliver a great customer experience, be creative in our marketing programs, support our franchise owners. So there's always a new challenge, a new opportunity to pursue. So unfortunately, with dogs, it doesn't get old.
Yeah, I'm sure. And so someone, I'm curious, if someone was just starting out in their career, and they are in a situation where they love the company, but they want to see how they can grow with the company, what would your advice be to that person just starting out? Or perhaps if you were talking to yourself when you were first starting out, maybe there were missteps you took or things that you didn't, or what were the things you did that then got you? Obviously, you couldn't have been too many missteps since you are now VP of marketing, but I'm just curious, what advice would you give that person who wants to grow in a company that way?
I would say if you love what you're doing and you see the potential, definitely put your all into it. Ask to take on new projects, show initiative, bring ideas to the table, bring new processes or campaigns or whatever it may be in your particular realm. Bring that to the table and show that you're wanting to work hard, you're wanting to grow, you're wanting to try new things. And then at the end of the day, that needs to connect back to value to the business and value for the company, your team, whoever it may be, that is your stakeholder. So being able to connect your projects, your ideas, your impact to actual business results helps you to tell a great story and advocate for yourself to take it to that next level. And then really surrounding yourself with people who you can learn from, people you trust, people who have your back and can advocate for you as well, and provide advice if you're having a hard time or you're stuck in your career. So really finding those people to surround yourself with who are going to support you along the way and inspire you. And that's really just the recipe to keep moving forward. And even if an opportunity maybe isn't available at that current moment that you're wanting to move up, if you're the right fit for a future position, or a new position could be created for you based on your unique skill set and contributions, then that's awesome, and you can grow in that way.
Yeah.
It doesn't always have to be a linear path.
Yeah, no, I completely agree. And I think what you said was really smart in the sense that offer value, show where you can offer value, and look for those spots where then you can kind of create the opportunities for yourself even. I'm curious, during that time, was there ever a challenge that with you personally in your profession, but a challenge that you might have faced where it seemed a little insurmountable? And then, how did you deal with that?
I am definitely not alone I've experienced my fair share of just imposter syndrome over the course of my career, especially when, I started out as an intern. I worked my way up through the department. And then when I was asked to leave the department, I was, ooh, am I ready for this? Am I qualified? Am I going to do a good job? And those doubts, they kind of stick with you for a little bit. I was worried that, I was the youngest person on our leadership team. My input, my ideas are not going to be as valued. But fortunately, that wasn't true. I have a great team. They all, respect my experience and understand the value that I bring. And my boss, our president, Julie Turner, she's been an awesome support system throughout my time at Camp Bow Wow. So it's just helpful to have that reassurance from other people, when you are experiencing doubt, to be able to count on others to help lift you up and remind you why you're here, why you have a seat at the table. And then just time, feeling that confidence build over time helps. So that was probably the biggest hurdle for me, more personally. It's just hard, going into a large role like that and not having necessarily that track record to show that you can do it, but everything's new to somebody at some point in time, and you just have to stick it out and do your best.
Yeah, well, and I do think that women tend to, and I've talked with other women about this, that we tend to sort of, whether it's checking all the boxes or just, okay, if you can't fit that complete description, then you don't necessarily realize that you can do it, or you don't, you sort of doubt,
Mhm.
they doubt yourself. But the fact is, and usually a man will just, can jump right in. It's like they don't care if they check two boxes. And again, I'm generalizing. I get that, and I hate that in general. But I do think it's something that women have to deal with. And I think, you looking for that support system to help you show that, remind you that you do have that value. But also, I think we have to find it, like, I don't know. I mean, did you just finally just jump? Do you find that is that a big part of it? You just kind of got to get over yourself, sort of thing.
Yeah, I think it was never a particular thing that I did
Mhm.
or was said to me or that happened that caused me to feel okay with it. It was more so just a culmination of, I said yes to the opportunity. I just had to jump on it. I I knew the company, I knew the team backwards and forwards. So I felt really good about, um, you know, the starting point that I had. It was just a new role, and a new leadership position. So it was, yeah, you just kind of have to jump and hope for the best, but also knowing that you have people around you who are rooting for you and are going to be there if you have questions. You also can't be afraid to ask questions. No one's an expert on their first day. So I just really leaned into the people around me who I trusted their opinion and advice, and also trusted in myself. And having repeated wins or validation that you're doing a good job helps to reassure you along the way.
Yeah, no, I agree. And I think just like what you did, just showing up. And then I think then you see that you actually can do it. So you prove it to yourself too. So
Mhm.
that really makes sense. I'm curious, is there something that most people get wrong about you? And what is that? Like when they first meet you, they don't necessarily know you well. It's just that first thought.
I'm a little on the shy side. And so in a group of new people or um, a big group or a big meeting, I'm not the most talkative person in the room. I'm a little bit more reserved or quiet. So people might think that, I'm not engaged or that I don't have anything, to contribute to the conversation, but I'm listening, I'm taking it all in, and I'm going to chime in when I have something that I feel like is really important or valuable to share with the group.
Yeah, no, I think taking it all in, I think too many people want to just jump in and hear their voice too often,
Yeah.
immediately. And it makes sense to like sort of feel out the room and see what's happening. And then, as you said, when you have something that you want to offer, then you do. But rather than just some people, that just jump in all the time and maybe you when they shouldn't even. So
Right. Yeah. They might think out loud. I think quietly to myself and then speak when I'm ready to.
yeah, no, I get that. Okay, so I want to have a little fun. I like to always throw in, and I usually look at things on, do my snooping, and on your website or on one of your company's taglines is treat your pup to fun-filled days of play. All right, so now part of that is pampering the pup, exercising the pup, socialization, and also giving them the enrichment that they need. All right, so I want to now, it's going to be your camp bow wow. Okay, so it's going to be, how are we going to fill your day? So let's first talk about, your go-to for pampering.
Definitely a facial.
A facial, okay.
Mhm.
How about exercise?
You probably see my Peloton back here.
I do, yeah.
So I have that, but I kind of switch off between that and lifting weights and Pilates.
Very cool. Do you like the Pilates with the reform where you're on the?
Uh-huh.
Yeah, me too. I'm not as big on the Pilates on the ground, on floor Pilates, whatever. I don't know.
Yeah, it's a bit of a love-hate relationship on the reformer because it's so hard every time, but it's good. It's a good workout.
Yeah, no, I love it. Actually, I used to have, have you ever seen the Chuck Norris commercials with they pulling the pulley, like Christy Brinkley is on it
Yeah.
too? So I bought one of those, like late night, couldn't sleep, 3 o'clock in the morning. I'm like, oh, I'll get that. And I loved it, but it reminds me of kind of the Pilates reformer, and you can see pulling your own weight. And it's the same kind of thing. So I was always using that. And then finally it had its day. So I don't have it anymore. I think you're getting another one though. But anyway, so that got me into Pilates, I guess, initially, but I do, that's definitely that over yoga. What about yoga? Is that something?
I try. I should stretch more than I do, but it's just finding the time.
That would be my answer as well. Like, it's not about finding the time, just I'm horrible at yoga and I follow so definitely not good for me. What about socializing? What do you do for fun? What do you like to do?
Definitely just get together with friends, grab a drink, go to dinner, just hang out. Nothing too crazy, just a good quality time with friends.
Well, it sounds like you also like being active. I mean, scuba diving, and you said you're snowboarding. So yeah, so that sounds like, you enjoy being active socially as well.
Yes, I do.
Very cool. And finally, so they enrich the pups. So what enriches you? Like, what just replenishes you or makes you just feel better?
I mentioned I love to travel, experience new places, new things, new cultures. So I always try to have at least one trip that I can look forward to, just to have new experiences and get to explore something different.
Yeah. Has there been a trip that stands out to you?
I recently was in Tahiti and Moorea, which was incredible. Did some scuba diving there, but otherwise just exploring the islands, getting to just check out the beautiful scenery. And so yeah, it was just a great time.
That sounds awesome. Do you ever get nervous with the scuba diving sharks and things?
During this scuba dive, we actually pet a shark.
Oh
So it was definitely a little bit nerve-wracking, but it was a nurse shark that they don't have as many teeth and they're pretty docile. They eat small fish. I don't know. I was a little bit hesitant, but the scuba instructor was like, come on. And we pet the shark on her tail.
wow. Yeah, that would not be happening. Big phobia for me. Even tough to talk, even just like listening to you talk about that, I'm like getting, oh my gosh. So definitely not what I would be doing. So I'm curious, what's your guilty pleasure right now? What are you kind of obsessed with?
I feel like my guilty pleasure is always ice cream, just any and all ice cream. I live in Denver and we have a ton of great local ice cream shops that have fun flavors. So I always like a little sweet treat after dinner of some ice cream.
What's favorites? The chocolate side, the fruity side?
Anything really, but on the more like cookie side, like there's this one ice cream place in Denver called Little Man Ice Cream. It's a pretty well-known spot, but they have salted Oreo, which is probably the best flavor of ice cream ever made. It's incredible.
I've had Oreo, which I love, and I love salted chocolate. So
Mhm.
sure the two would be awesome. So
Yeah,
that,
you have to make a special trip out here just for that.
yeah. Well, I'm curious, obviously you're active but are there certain things or rituals or just that you do to motivate yourself and maybe motivate your team even? And are they the same, different?
I would say being in Camp Bow Wow and our mission being about making dogs happy, that's motivating in itself. If
Mm,
you really believe in what you're doing, you can find motivation even on the tough days, and you can feel good about, the work that you're putting in because it has this greater purpose. It's about dogs. Like, how could you not want to do that?
mhm.
But one thing that I have to remind myself, and I try to remind my team as well, to try not to get caught up in all of the little things that we can't change or that aren't as big of a priority. We're just gonna, drive ourselves crazy trying to worry about or take up our energy with things that we truly don't have control over. And so I remind them and myself to focus on, okay, what can we really make an impact on? What can we control? What's within my direct realm of control? And let's focus on that. And then when you see that, something that you did actually had an impact, it made a change, then that's motivating in itself. And you feel good about that. And you're not just spinning your wheels trying to stress about things that might not be able to be changed by you.
Yeah. I'm curious, are you near where the pups are playing? Like, is that is offices near that in any way, or can you go visit, watch the play? I just find like when I go to the dog park, to me, I always say if someone's depressed or someone's feeling anxious, whatever,
Mhm.
go to watch dogs play. Like it relaxes you, it makes you laugh, it just all of a sudden it's like it just makes you okay. And I'm just
Yeah.
curious if you have that available to you.
Our corporate office is dog friendly, and
Oh,
so people can bring their pups. We have baby gates on the offices and pods so that the dogs can stay with their parents and stay in a more confined space.
mhm.
Otherwise, they'd just be roaming around looking for treats and pets all day. But
Uh-huh.
so that's really nice. You can get a little puppy break. There have actually been a few members of the um, support office team who have adopted puppies recently, which just means you're not getting any work done that day. You're going to want to play with the puppies. So that's really
Yeah.
fun to be in the office and get to interact with dogs. And it's definitely a nice stress relief. Um, Camp Bow Wow has online camper cams for pet parents to watch their dog play while they're at work, while they're on vacation. So I know for a fact that our pet parents will be, working on their computer. They got their screen over here with the camper cams up, checking in on their dog, getting that little serotonin boost from the dogs playing.
Yeah.
But if you're can't get to a dog park, you can pull up the cameras and see what's going on at camp.
No, no, I'm clear. Just
Oh, you froze for me.
was a huge selling point would be. So that's awesome. So just finally, is there something else that you're interested in achieving or, something else what's next on the bucket list and not necessarily professionally, but just in any way?
One thing specific that comes to mind, I am really interested in real estate and trying to get into the real estate investing world at some point in my future. But other than that, just trying to continue to help people who I'm interacting with on a daily basis, my team, our franchise owners, friends, family, anyone in my life, like just trying to be a good support system, trying to help them grow, get to where they want to go. I've been fortunate to have people in my life and career who have helped me. And so I want to be that same force of good and support and care for those around me as well.
Yeah, pay it forward.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Well, Christy, thank you so much. As I said, well, just you had me at with dogs. So like right there, I'm like, yes, I want to talk with you and get to know you. And now I'm really glad I have. So I appreciate you taking the time.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you. And thank you for watching. And as I always ask, if you have anyone that you want me to try to pull back the curtain on, a brand marketing woman, just let me know and I will do my best. So thank you for watching. And Christy, thanks again.
Thank you.